Paranormasight: The Seven Mysteries of Honjo is a horror point-and-click visual novel developed by Square Enix and released in 2023 for Nintendo Switch, PC, and mobile. Initially, I thought it was going to be similar to the Spirit Hunter games, and I was somewhat right. The story is pretty complicated. A handful of people in Tokyo receive items called curse stones. These have specific curses they can cast, and killing people with the curse will earn them soul dregs, basically powering up the stone. If they collect enough soul dregs, they're able to use the Rite of Resurrection and bring back someone from the dead. There are 5 character routes to play through, and almost every character has someone in mind that they want to bring back to life or a reason for collecting curse stones. Each character seems to have their own separate story from the others, but they all end up intertwining eventually. You will play as and learn about many different characters. You don't play through one character's story fully, you go back and forth learning new information that can be beneficial to another route. Choices you make on one character's path can affect another's. There's a story chart to follow that will let you change character routes, and it's easy to go back to replay through them. The general gameplay is you explore areas to learn more information, and you can interrogate other characters. Depending on the circumstances, you can use a character's curse to kill someone, usually right before they kill you. The main story is trying to figure out the mystery behind the curses and trying to stop it, but a lot of characters just want to get enough soul dregs to use the Rite of Resurrection. The game is started and introduced by a character named the Storyteller who gives you hints about how to proceed if you die, and he also breaks the fourth wall a lot. In the very beginning, he'll ask your name and bring up whatever your profile name is on Steam. There are a few other situations where you need to manipulate the game outside of normal gameplay, so not every puzzle is solvable with normal logic. There were a few times I had to look up a walkthrough to see what I had to do next or what I was missing, but it wasn't as hard as other point-and-click games. The art style for the game is very unique and looks old-timey. It has a grainy resolution which fits well with the time period it takes place in, the 1980s. The creepy stuff is really creepy looking, and there are a few jump scares. While there aren't a lot of explicitly graphic scenes, you do see dead bodies and people getting killed along with the description of what is happening or happened to them. The only visual thing I didn't like was when certain characters did a duck face. That bugged me a lot for some reason. The music fits well and is good at setting up the scenes. There is also an option for voices under the settings menu, but having it on doesn't actually turn on voice acting. I was really confused about this and thought I did something wrong, but there's a reason for that option that comes up later. So don't worry if you have voices on and you don't hear anything. The general gameplay and premise reminded me a lot of Deathmark. It had the same feeling, but they're very different in a lot of ways. I can't really choose between the two of which one I like more, they're both really good. There is way more than meets the eye. Some of the twists I saw coming, but others caught me by surprise. Replaying through the story, everything makes sense in context. I enjoyed the characters and could understand where almost all of them were coming from. There was one character whose motives I didn't understand though. I didn't really feel bad or anything for that character. One thing that I really appreciated was how everything was explained. A lot of games will tell you about a twist and then leave it to you to decipher it, but the characters here would actually acknowledge it and discuss it. I understood pretty much everything that was going on by the end of the game. I took my time with the game and completed it in about 18 hours. If you have a walkthrough and speed through it, you'll probably beat it in a few hours. Aside from the story gameplay, you can collect files on various things throughout Honjo, learn about all the characters, and collect mockingbird stickers that show up in certain areas at certain times. These were really funny, basically delinquents or birds in gangs. The game was really good overall and I enjoyed it a lot. The story was interesting and engaging and I liked most of the characters. It was very dark and disturbing throughout most of the game. If you're a fan of Deathmark, I would recommend this one a lot. I will give a warning that there are elements of child abuse, sexual assault, and suicide among other things. It doesn't shy away from making people uncomfortable. I never heard anything about the game before I received an email from Square Enix announcing its release, but I'm really glad I got to play it. If you like dark and disturbing horror, you will love this game. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Let me know if you've played this game or Deathmark, which one you like more. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I'm so happy people want to support me. Feel free to check out my Patreon and my Redbubble and my whatnot if you want to support me financially so I don't have to get a curse stone to bring someone back to life. Thank you for watching.